Writing a compelling story or creative piece is not as difficult as you may think. You just need a starting point to jump off of. If you've been given a topic to write about or have to write a creative based on a novel or a play, I'm going to show you where to start every time. Articulate your theme as a full sentence. Romeo and Juliet is not necessarily just about love. It's about the forcefulness of love. And we shouldn't just stop there. It's about how love can control us, make us irrational, and often leave destruction behind. In the play, Romeo and Juliet do everything in their power to be together, despite all obstacles. Because they are from the opposite sides of an ongoing family feud, their love is taboo. Romeo and Juliet know their love will deepen the conflict between their families, but they don't care. From the moment they meet to the moment they decide to marry, only 24 hours had passed, but they don't care. Eventually, they decide that death is the only way they can truly be together, but they don't care, so they kill themselves. It is also long forgotten what the actual reason for the family feud is, meaning, just like Romeo and Juliet's love, the hatred between the families is driven by meaningless, destructive passion. So no, love is not really the theme. It's how the forcefulness or power of love controls us and creates destruction. Likewise, Frankenstein is not just about the pursuit for knowledge. It's about the limits of knowledge and how trying to surpass these human limits can make us neurotic and obsessed. Shakespeare's Macbeth is not just about tyranny and unchecked ambition. It's about how we can never truly get away with being corrupt, because if someone else doesn't punish us, our own guilt will. If you don't have a grip on what your story is about and can't articulate it as a full, clear sentence, then you won't really have a map of where to go, and you won't show that you have an understanding of the theme. If you want to have that understanding, just go to SparkNotes and read one paragraph. It saves so much more time than having to go back to the actual novel or the play and read through the plot. Number 2, your character must experience the theme through the but therefore method. Story is character, and if your character isn't making decisions or facing consequences using the but therefore method, then you're going to struggle with creative pieces. So let's look at an example of a character who lives through the theme of the power and destructiveness of love using the but therefore method. Jung-soo is a lonely writer living in South Korea, doing the odd job or two to survive. He thinks he's doing another standard delivery, but he meets Jaime, someone he vaguely remembers from school. It feels like this is the first real conversation he's had with anyone for a while. Therefore, he agrees to take care of her cat during her upcoming trip to Africa. Spending time in Jaime's apartment leads him to think about her constantly. He pursues this potential relationship and therefore agrees to pick her up from the airport, but sees that she is accompanied by a mysterious, well-off man named Ben, whom Jaime bonded with during the trip. Jung-soo is confused, intrigued, and maybe intimidated by Ben, someone who never admits what he does for work, who claims that he burns down abandoned greenhouses as a hobby, and who eventually leaves with Jaime in his Porsche. Therefore, Jung-soo is left lonely again, and tries calling Jaime, but realizes that her phone has been disconnected. Her apartment is weirdly vacant and spotless. The cat is gone. He later receives one call from her, which cuts off after a few seconds of weird noises. Therefore, he begins to stalk Ben. At this point, we realize that Jung-soo will do just about anything, including risking his own life, to find out what happens to Jaime, but to also take out his anger and jealousy on Ben, despite there being no clear evidence of his involvement in her disappearance. This is partly the plot of the South Korean film Burning, an example of how love and infatuation can take your character down a dangerous path. If you use the but therefore method, like this film, you will actually allow your character to make decisions and make their own bed, rather than things simply happening to them. It also allows them to experience the theme. Now, of course, your creative piece is probably only going to be about 2 to 3 pages long, so it's really important that you arrive late and leave early. This means that you don't write an entire movie-length plot from start to finish with many locations and many timelines. Simply focus on a small snapshot and dive into that. Rather than telling the whole story of Jung-soo planning to follow and prosecute Ben and slowly becoming more obsessed, start much later. You could write Jung-soo's journal entry where he confesses that he just killed Ben, but he feels regret and uncertainty because he has no evidence that Ben did anything at all, and therefore realizing that his love for her made him crazily jealous. In this example, we actually only went through one but therefore sequence. But it's enough, because we showed the character experiencing the theme, we arrived during the action or just after the action, and we finished early. No need to go any longer. If you would like to book a tutorial with me or one of our other experienced tutors, just check out the link in the description. Thanks.